Hello and welcome back to Automatic Reviews. I'm Mark. This week is special because I'm fulfilling one of my channel goals and partnering with one of my favorite watch companies hands down, and that is Nomos. This isn't a sponsored video, but Nomos has loaned me two of their spectacular creations to review, namely the Club Sport Neomatic Worldtimer in the Jungle colorway and the Ahoi Neomatic 38 date in sand. I also want to mention that Nomos has gone out of their way to let me know that they don't make any requests of reviewers whatsoever. It's important to them that we have as much creative freedom as possible. That just goes to show that Nomos lets their watches do all the talking, and I love and respect that tremendously. This week is going to be a bit of an unboxing and a quick look at both models, and the actual full reviews with all their macros and all that good stuff will be following over the next month or so. I'll probably post the first one in a couple of weeks and the second one a few weeks after that. I can't tell you how honored I am to be involved in this collaboration and how excited I am to be able to spend time with these absolutely beautiful watches. But before we get to the unboxings, I'd just like to let you know that I put up videos every week and my goal is to focus on the best watches at all price ranges. If that sounds good to you, then consider hitting that subscribe button. And while you're at it, tap that little bell icon too so you can be notified each week when my latest video goes up. All right, now let's take a look at these watches. All right, so let's get started with the Nomos Club Sport Neomatic Worldtimer in the Jungle color. All right, so this is the box that it came to me in. I haven't really had a look at it yet, but normally Nomos is, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but they'll normally have like a tissue paper tightly wrapped around it and taped. The presentation is really nice. Because this is a loaner watch for review purposes, we didn't really get that treatment this time. Let's have a look what's inside here. All right, so right away, it comes in this travel case. Very small, very portable travel case, which I think is really cool. I've just started to take these travel cases over regular boxes because how many boxes do we have stuffed in our cupboards? It's just, they are overwhelming. They take up so much room and they don't have any utility. These are much more useful. So I don't know if this is real leather. I kind of doubt it, but it's as close as it gets. It feels really nice. And it has, of course, the Nomos Glasuta embossed in it. And now, we're going to get a look at this watch. Let's look at this. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. Guys, look at this watch. I was tempted to say you have no idea how much I wish this was my watch, but I have a feeling you guys know exactly how I feel when it comes to that. This is just so great. This is actually the first time I've actually played around with a Worldtimer. I haven't even tried it yet, but it will be the first time I've, experienced a Worldtimer. So I actually have to figure out specifically how the functions are operating. And I suppose each one maybe has a little bit of a different system. So let's get it off and have a look at it on my wrists, pretending it's mine. Oh my. All right, so here we go. Yeah, that is just so nice. Love it. All right. I have the, on my club campus, I have the other sort of the sport bracelet. And it is very, very nice. But you know what? This one is also really nice. Polished center links, they do tend to show scratches more easily. But yeah, you know what? It is so beautiful. I think I could live with that. And it has just a gorgeous, I think the colorway is amazing. I love the pairing of this sort of a more bright, vibrant green around the outside, and then inside you have that sort of more, almost like an olive drab, and then you have the, the blue. It's just, I love this colorway. And the club series in general is just so great, and this one just adds that extra bit of something. And I'm not really normally a Worldtimer sort of person. I'm just not really drawn to that function, but it's not the function that I guess. I think the function is actually really cool. I think where Worldtimers just sort of fail sometimes is the aesthetics. But this one just looks great to me. I think it's just the first Worldtimer that as soon as I saw it, when they announced it, I thought, this is the Worldtimer I would buy. So yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do a full review with all sorts of macros and, great footage and stuff so you guys can see every detail. We'll talk about the movement. We'll talk about the bracelet in detail. I'll pop a few close-ups for this unboxing so you get a little taste of what's to come. But yeah, I'll put the specs in the description. So, because I'll do the full specs in the review, but for this, when I did an unboxing a little while ago, somebody said, "Can you put the specs for the watch?" The basic specs. And I thought, yeah, unboxings, if you start doing every single detail, you're basically going to have done a review. So, I don't want to clutter the unboxing with all kinds of extra detail, but I suppose we can, put them in the description, and that'll be handy for you guys. It has the same clasp that the sport bracelet for the Club Campus that I have has, and I really like the way that it works. It's really simple. It has sort of these spring bar micro adjust mechanisms, these sort of spring bars with little handles, and that works super, super well. I am so excited to wear this around, to have some time with it, and to just pretend it's mine for a little while. Yeah, that's the hardest part of this. Is just I'm going to be sad the day I have to send this back. But what a gorgeous watch. All right, so the review will be coming up in the next few weeks. So if you guys have any specific questions about, the functions of this watch, or anything about, how this watch is, to live with, or anything specifically you want to know, if you put it in the comments down below, I'll be able to try to address it for the actual review. All right, so this is the pamphlet for the watch we're about to unbox. It's the Ahoi Neomatic. It's going to be in the sand color. This is the sky. And yeah, the Ahoi series has always intrigued me. I used to really want to get the Siren blue, but I believe that's been discontinued. Now the sand just calls to me. Let's have a look. This one does come with the traditional Nomos tissue paper treatment. I guess I'm just going to have to tear it open. It sort of feels... Okay, I'm trying to be careful, like as if this tissue paper is going to be preserved for eternity in like a museum. But I just feel almost bad. When it's not my property, I almost feel like I want to take care of every part of it. But I would take care of it if it was mine too. But, even the disposable parts seem important when it's not yours. All right, so there's the tissue paper gone. And here it is, this long box. So let's get into it. So again, we have this a leather, sort of leatherette case, or is there a chance that's... No, I think it's just artificial leather, which is fine, and I think it suits a lot of people. Like, no one's going to object to artificial leather. There's a lot of people out there that don't like leather, or... Also, I'm sure it would contribute to the expense of the watch. All right, so here we go. Microfiber. Oh, wow. This actually looks nicer in person than I was expecting, and I was expecting this watch to look really nice. Just look at that. I'll stitch in some close-ups. We're not going to have everything we will in the full review in this video. Just a couple close-ups of the front and back, and just to give you some perspective on what we're looking at here. If you have any questions or, anything you want me to address in the video, mention it in the comments, and I'll try to fit it in and, address it when I do the full review, because I will be doing that in the next few weeks, probably within the next month, because I have to do the Worldtimer review as well. And there's also another, a number of other reviews I have on the go right now. So this is just, honestly, this color of the sand, it's a metallic, very like pale gold color, but in a super, super tasteful way. I was expecting it to be maybe a little more muted. Let's try it on the wrist. We got to do that, of course. And if you can just, give me a second, I'll actually put it on. That's the benefit of not having a bracelet to adjust, is I can try it on right now. All right, so that is this watch on my wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist just for reference, in case you guys forgot, or if this is your first time watching my videos. Wow, that is so great looking. I love my Club Campus so much, and I think almost more after... I don't know if this makes any sense, but the more Nomoses I have exposure to, the more I love my Nomos, because it adds to my affection for the brand in general, and that just, yeah. I think it's just, I'm starting to feel like Nomos is one of my absolute top. It's always been one of my top brands. It's one of the brands I wanted for the longest time. And it's a brand that I admire greatly. But the more I talk with the people at Nomos, And the more I've experienced their products, the more I realize it's not just a superficial desire. This is a very finely crafted watch, and it's made by a company that really cares. And they're just so delightful to deal with. And they're just, yeah, they honestly produce a product which is absolutely of a higher caliber than the vast majority of the watches that are made out there. I cannot wait to get this under a macro lens. This is an absolutely gorgeous watch. So yes, again, if you have any questions, anything you want me to address, I know these unboxings were pretty simple. I mean, there's not much to it. They do, they have the pouches, they have the watches, they have the microfibers. They're review units, so you don't get maybe just every single little thing, warranty cards and all that stuff. So, we're going to move pretty quickly through this, but, in the comments, which one would you want if you could keep one of these watches? If you were going to, try these on and then buy one, you know what? Right away, my instinct is, I love the Worldtimer, I do, but I've wanted an Ahoi for so long. And seeing this in person, I really love this watch. Right away, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. My gut is it would probably be this one. It's so different. I don't know. Okay, so I genuinely love that. I really wish I could keep both these watches, and I keep on wanting to say you have no idea, but you know exactly how I feel. You guys probably want to keep these watches too, but they are in my house currently, so it makes it all the more torturous. But however, while I can't do that, I will be taking some really detailed footage to remember them by. I have a ton of filming to do, but it's going to be worth it. So do come back and check out my full reviews of these pieces. I'll be doing my best to show you everything they have to offer. All right, that's it. That's all. Remember to check the description for any relevant links, like where to find these beautiful watches. Nomos didn't ask me to put a link there, but just as a resource to you guys, I'm going to put one there. Anyways, so, well, two, one for each watch. Anyways, till next week, bye-bye.